It's important to talk to our children or to our family about our estate planning. You keep it really close to your chest about what you want to do, and then when you die, it's spoken out in a will or by a lawyer, and all of a sudden you've caused a real huge rift between your children or other family members because of something that you didn't think of and you didn't give them a chance to express. It's common for widows to start to worry about their children after their husband has died. All of a sudden you're faced with death and you're thinking, okay, I have to do my own will. Now you may have one child who's been very successful in life and they have their own house and they're married and their children are doing great, and you have this child that isn't quite so successful in life and they're struggling financially. They haven't got their mortgage settled, they've got their credit card debts up. Now you love both children equally, but you leave in your will more assets or money to the struggling child because you want to help them out and you figure the other one is doing well. But what you've done is caused a rift between the two children. They may have gotten along well beforehand and everything is going good, but now the child that has been left with less is going to feel that you love the other one more because you gave more to them. If you had taken the time to discuss this with both your children equally, then maybe you would have been able to find their point of view out and rethink about what you're doing. You might have decided you're still going to leave so much more to this one, but the other one knows that and is in agreement with it, or is it a chance to dispute it with you when you're alive, and then they won't blame their other sibling as much after your death if you do that. But if you're not there, they're going to blame their other sibling, and that's going to cause a problem. You don't want that to happen because the whole thing is that once you're gone, your siblings only have each other. You need them to love and support each other, not to feel fractioned because you show favoritism in their minds to one over the other. There's a lot of families that are broken up because of wills and estates and money. It's absolutely a shame. I had two women come to me that were fighting, two sisters that had loved each other, and they were both very attached to the mother who had been in a nursing home. Now the only thing this mother still had in her name was this homemade quilt that she had quilted years and years earlier. It had all these little different quilt patches with different things, dates about different family members and events. It was a memory quilt. And the mother had it on her bed. Now the two sisters both were good. They both came in and visited their mother, and they both loved their mother. And when she died, one sister had taken the quilt and had the quilt. Well, the other sister was very upset that her sister took the quilt in her mind without any discussion with her, and she didn't feel it was right. It was causing a very big division between the two sisters. They did not see this coming because they were close sisters and they were close to their mother. So one of the sisters had come to me about this and really in anger. So my solution was, because it was a good size quilt, is for her to ask her sister if they could divide it in half, and they would both have a lap quilt, you know, something small, but they would both have something to remember their mother. And she went back and spoke to her sister, and her sister was in total agreement with this, and they were quite happy to come to an agreement where they would both have a memory of their mother and that it could solve this problem. It didn't have to be all or not. And so it would have helped if her mother had have discussed this quilt with her two sisters while she was still able to discuss it, and has said herself, does one sister prefer to have the quilt more than the other. Maybe if it had have been settled, one sister could have had the whole quilt and the other sister would have felt she had a say. But with no discussion, it became enough to split up the sisters. Please don't let this happen to your children. Discuss everything openly about what is to be left with what, who, and what they want to do, so there be no misunderstandings. You want your children to honor your life and not to have it be something that splits up the relationship. I hope this has been of some value. Please come back to this channel again, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.